Yo, what's good, people? We back at it another week. Um, you know what it is? It's your boy LJ Mentor. Another episode of What's the Word with LJ Mentor podcast. And I'm your host with the most. All right. Um, it's May. It's a new month. Happy Cinco de Mayo. The people that everyone out there celebrated. All my Mexican brothers, sisters out there. Anybody who celebrated, love it. Um, yeah, happy Cinco de Mayo. Um, so yeah, interesting things this week. It's the for one, we getting close to the end of tax season. They extended the deadline. It's normally like April 15th. Uh, they extended it like a month. You know, it's May 17th or 15th, something like that. I know it's like yeah, either 15th or 17th. But yeah, it's tax season. Getting it done. It's been crazy for me. Um, Getting it done, being like a business owner now. Like it's a bunch of legal stuff you gotta worry about. It's crazy. It's the one thing that like the people that's pushing. Like yeah, it's great to be an entrepreneur and it's great to have freedom and ownership of something that's yours. But man, oh man, it's some stuff that comes with that they don't tell you on the surface. Some things you gotta learn. Maybe bump your head a couple times if you are thinking about being a business owner. But yeah, it's a bunch of legal stuff you gotta worry about, so you don't get in trouble with the IRS. You hear about all this stuff all the time. These multi-billion-dollar people who own these companies, they trying to get over and end up getting in trouble. But yeah, it's a lot of things you gotta worry about, and I know it's different in different states. Um, but yeah, if you're thinking about being a business owner, open up your own business, do your research, make sure it's a good idea, make sure there's a market for it. Make sure like okay, can you make money from it? That's the most important thing because that's something that they look at too. Make sure it's something that you can make money from. There's books out there about it. It's a book I read actually about it that someone helped me find at the time called Become Your Own Boss in 12 Months. That's a book that I read about it. But yeah, there's other stuff out there. Or yeah, but sometimes I have to bump your head, and which I definitely did, am doing. But yeah, just give you a little bit of info on that. Not gonna focus the whole time on that, but I just like to hit people with a little knowledge, things in my life, and hopefully I can relate it to somebody else and give some people a little jewels if they thinking about doing something like that. So yeah, that's all we doing with that. Uh, so man, oh man, I gotta talk about this DJ Khaled song that came out. I know he released a new album called Khaled. But man, oh man, the song with Jay Z and Nas called "Sorry Not Sorry." I gotta do a breakdown of this. For one, this whole record, Nas's and Jay Z verse. For one, this record is so dope. For one, and the video, I love the energy of the video. Right, um, everything about it just screams boss. Like man, oh man. Definitely the best song I've heard this year, 2021, for sure. Um, and I've probably watched the video, heard the song about 10 times, maybe more by now. And the song just came out Friday, I think, this past Friday. But yeah, my mind went a couple places when I first heard this record and saw the video. I'm like seeing where they at now, Jay Z and Nas, that is. And for one, how Khaled pulled this off, how he got both of them together, how they was able to maybe get their schedules aligned so they could not only do the song, but the video was dope, how Khaled was able to pull that off. And I know Jay Z and Nas have done a few records together in the past after they had their beef. Um, they did the Black Republican on Nas' album, Hip Hop Is Dead. Nas was on Jay Z album with the record Success. And Nas was on Jay-Z album after that too, on another song. But this one is just different right here. This is next level This is next level right here. Just the whole atmosphere, the energy, and what they talking about is just it's just a totally different vibe. And I was just man, immediately I thought like, man, look where they at now. Um, to where they was at back then, because they when they back in the early 2000s, and I think it was a build up of their beef before they put it on wax from like the late 90s. Um, I don't know how true it is, but rumors are that Nas wasn't really feeling him like that, and I know Jay Z sampled his voice on his first album, but yeah, it was a lot of animosity early in the early days with them, and they put it on wax, and they said some real wild stuff about each other. It was crazy what they said about each other. I think the majority declared Nas the lyrical winner, but Jay Z won a war when he signed Nas. But when the whole battle was going on, people said Nas is the winner. The lyrical sparring. Fortunately, it never came to anything violent. I don't think anybody in the camps got hurt or nothing like that. Nobody was fighting or got shot or stabbed up, which is good. They just kept it on wax, like grown men lyrical. Even though they did say some wild shit about each other that probably could have warranted an ass whooping on either side. But yeah, they handled it like grown men and kept it on wax, which is good. My mind went there, like man, where these dudes was at with they beef to where they at now is just it's crazy because they yeah it was wild and they and especially where they come from with Jay Z being from Marcy Projects in Brooklyn, which is a real dangerous area, selling drugs and all of that, to where he at now, and Nas coming from Queensbridge Projects and the streets and all of that. Um, yes, and seeing where he's at now is incredible. It's so impressive to me to see brothers like that come from that environment to be able to come on top of the world, so to speak. Um, and also my mind went like, man, this is where Pac and Biggie never got a chance to go. When I saw them sitting at this table, it looked like they was in Las Vegas. Um, in the video, that's what it looked like. But yeah, immediately when I saw them sitting at that table, it reminded me of before Pac and Biggie had their problems. They was cool, and they had that freestyle, and they was sitting at the table. Biggie went, and then Pac went. It was all good. I'm like, man, this remind me of Pac and Biggie. When they was at the table, they was cool and together. But this is next level right here because of all they've achieved in their careers. And just what they talking about. Like, look at what Nas talking. And to be perfectly honest, if I'm being totally real, even though I'm a huge Nas fan, I've declared Nas in the past to be the greatest lyricist of all time, and honestly, I think he might be the greatest rapper of all time, to be perfectly honest. I've said Tupac is for a long time, but eventually, too much time has passed, and Pac has been gone for a long time, so I think I put Nas as number one. But in this particular song here, and Jay Z is one of the all-time greats too. There's no denying that. Like some people have him to go. I personally don't consider him the greatest of all time, but he's way up there. Like that's not even I think arguable. Jay Z is way up there. Um, and in this particular song, I think Jay Z had the better verse. Just speaking facts, he did. And I still love Nas's catalog more, and I think overall as a lyricist, I think Nas is better. But this song, yeah, just what Jay Z talking about as far as like, man, with the double B to the triple B line to then have Beyonce come in saying hey to the everybody getting bands, but we dance to different drums. Like what? That line was cold. To like, man, I hate to know not to fuck with me because I'm with the fuckery. Like, yeah, just the clever wordplay. And then he talked about intermediate fasting, but he not missing no meals. And that could be flipped a couple different ways. He could have meant like I'm fasting in between, but yeah, I'm still eating good. that could be taken a couple different ways. Like, yeah, I'm not missing no meals. Like, I'm getting these stacking this money, these millions. That could also be talking about getting eating. Like, bro, you could flip that so many different ways. Just the clever wordplay of Jay Z's verse on there overall was just amazing. Like, the fact that this man is 50 years old and still can rap like that. Like, you can rap forever if you still got the mind, you still, your pen still sharp. Um, and Jay Z don't got no ghostwriter, so um, yeah, Jay Z nice man. Yeah, I gotta give it to the man. He definitely had outshine Nas. Even though Nas, I'm gonna break down Nas's verse too, because I think his verse was something to be talked about as well. And I don't know if people fully caught it because I heard a lot of people chatting about Jay Z first, but you gotta listen, really listen to Nas what he talking about on there. A lot of people caught up in the cryptocurrency Scarface line, which I thought was a dope line. Um, he said, "Fuck coin toss, I'm Coinbase, basically cryptocurrency Scarface." I thought that was a dope line. I'm basically saying like, man, I'm on like how the whole Scarface, the world is yours shit. Like he basically got this crypto game on lock. That's my world. Like he's talking about like, hey, he want to see other people come along line and come join us. Like we know more people involved in this. He's talking about putting people on in the verse. Um, he also like how he started off like only kings stand near me, and he also talked about what's that line in there? He said King. He said that I I like the Nas lines in the joint, man. I do. I really do. I'm trying to remember what was that line he said. Man, I listened to it so many times. But Jay Z definitely had the better verse. I can't even deny that. But yeah, Nas's bars on there. Oh yeah, when he said that that's if you don't want to listen to me, that's your loss. He's talking about he trying to tell you like how to get money with me, but I'm a I'm a boss. This is boss talk. If you don't want to listen, that's your loss. Like, and that's for real. Like, you can't force nobody to. That old school saying, you could lead a horse to water, you can't make him drink it. That's so true. That's basically what he's saying. That like, hey man, like I'm trying to get you on this level with me, but if you don't want to listen, that's your loss. I mean, that's so real. And he's talking about how he put so many people on, which he did. Um, yeah, I think a lot of people missed that. I paid attention to them bars, and I thought that was dope how he said that, how he put like a lot of people on, and how he trying to give you the game, but hey, if you want to listen, then fuck it. I can't force you to listen, but hey, I want to help you, but you gotta listen. So yeah, I took that. I think Nas's verse was dope too, for basically because of what it stood for, and what he was saying, overall. And I think as a whole, just seeing them two sitting together in the video, like I think for a long time the conversation has been all Jay Z not only outshines Nas, like as far as like the boss level, like the rapping part, Nas I think was always in the discussion. But as far as I think where Jay Z might have edged out is maybe because of not just the features he was doing with the music, but that was part of it too. Nas wasn't doing certain features, I think, and Jay Z was. But overall, Jay Z was the president of Def Jam at one point, and also he was big time with Rockefeller now. Rock Nation got his own company, got that 40/40 Club. He owned a bunch of companies, and that's where I think a lot of people were saying, oh yeah, Jay Z is not only edged out Nas lyrically, but as far as outside the realm of hip hop, he like, man, this dude is like really a boss. And whether that's the case or not, I think Nas is on his level or not right now. You could argue the particular numbers, Jay Z's net worth, whatever. I don't care about none of that. I'm not gonna look at another man's net worth. You know, I respect what they doing. You gotta respect it. We got no choice but to respect what they doing. But I'm looking at it from the standpoint of like Nas should be in that discussion. I think they on equal playing field with that now. Um, outside the music, because Nas, um, live. If you haven't heard, he got this big time deal that went through with Coinbase. He's been an investor since 2013, and just this past few weeks, they went public, and he allegedly, like I don't know the exact number, but say he made over $100 million from that. That's not to mention Nas has his own record label, just like Jay Z, Mass Appeal. He signed Dave East, put Dave East on. He's got some other people on the label as well. So as far as putting people on record label, what Jay Z is known for a long time, Nas is there also now. Also, Nas has got the Sweet Chick restaurant. I think there's one in New York. I think there's one in LA, and I heard about the one in Dubai as well. So Nas has a bunch of investments and ownership, and also close to the end of Nas's verse, he talking about by the time I spit this verse, I start another business. Like, come on, man. Like, how can you? If you hating on that, bro, cause you ain't got it, you ain't gonna never get nowhere. Like, come on, man. You should be inspired by that. And that's what I think these brothers trying to do. They trying to inspire people with these verses. Like, bruh, yeah, they trying to put people on game. Like, even Jay Z's last album, I know it was 4 years ago, 444. Like, he was trying to give you game. Um, that's why I didn't like what 50 said about the album. Like, I love 50 Cent. He's one of my biggest inspirations in entertainment, period. But I hated what he said about Jay Z's album. Like, it was corny to me. Like he was saying it's golf music and like, bro, he's trying to inspire people, put people, trying to show him how to get bread too. Like, I'm trying to give you this game for $9.99 is what he said on the album. But like, come on, nigga, 50 said that. I didn't like it. I love 50. I still do. But yeah, I didn't really like when he said that. But yes, yeah, them brothers obviously been doing major things for years. But I think as far as the boss level, so like I said, net worth, whatever. Like you could say Jay Z close to $1 billion, like whatever. That's great, but I'm not arguing. Oh, Jay Z net worth versus Nas net worth. I think they on even playing field as far as the amounts of shit they doing outside of hip hop. Whether which one is worth more, that's fine. That's great, but I think they on even playing field as far as that. That's why it was so dope to see them sitting at that table and just hear them talking in the verse and different verses and Nas bigging up Jay Z on his verse. But yeah, it was pretty dope. I don't think nobody else could sit next to Jay Z like that right now. I don't think anybody else can. Like honestly, I don't. I don't think there's anybody else in hip hop that could stand or sit next to Jay Z like that. That's why it was so perfect to have Nas right there. Um, but yeah, it was great. I still think Nas is better overall, but I gotta respect what Jay Z did on that record and overall what he's been doing for over the years. I loved it. And, somebody mentioned out there they should do a collab album. I don't know if that'll happen, but hey, I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna cop the album. They do it. I don't know if it'll happen, but yeah, I would be here for it. Uh, yeah, we had the NFL draft this past week. It was crazy, and obviously the biggest headline is quarterback for Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, went out to get out of Green Bay. Stole the headlines. Um, as a Packer fan, this saddens me, but I get it. I even heard Terry Bradshaw talk about it. How he called Aaron Rodgers weak, and he said, "Let him cry, let him gripe." I don't agree with Terry Bradshaw, but I'm not mad at his take either. I get it, and I respect his realness from where he coming from with it and he from the old school. I expect him to say something like that. Like I'm not mad at it at all. Like when I first heard it, I'm like, okay, I get it. Even though I don't agree with him, I get it. Um, but yeah, overall, I think Green Bay has done Aaron Rodgers wrong. I think they have. I don't know what transpired. Obviously, I'm not there with Gudikins, but at one point, not just this pick of the quarterback in the first round last year. It's much deeper than that. This stemmed from years ago, from getting rid of Jordy Nelson when Aaron Rodgers wanted to stay. Green Bay got rid of his quarterback coach, and Aaron publicly said he didn't like that. So um, to not to obviously dwindling down to getting rid of other people on the team that Aaron Rodgers wanted to stay. To they tried to restructure his contract without actually giving him an extension. I'm like, bro, this man just won the MVP. You trying to restructure his deal? Like, bro, he just won the MVP. Come on, man. That's I would hate to see him go, but I get it. If he do leave, I understand. I get it. At the end of the day, it's business. But yeah, I think Green Bay has done him wrong. But it is what it is. If he gone, he gone. So it would sadden me. I would hate to see him go, but it is what it is. Um, Honestly, I'm gonna briefly talk about. I want to talk about J Cole real quick. Not gonna spend because J Cole just announced his album dropping May 14th. Not this coming Friday, but the following Friday. Um, I don't want to spend too much time on this. I might give an album review after it drop. I might. Um, J. Cole to me, like I've said, out of this new generation of rappers, I think for the past, I guess 10, 15 years, I guess of rappers, I'll say about last 12 years, yeah, 12 years, I think it was better. I've said that Kendrick Lamar is the best of the new school rappers. And I've said it's not even close. But I think it is close because J. Cole is right there. As far as lyrical skill, ability, things they talk about, relevancy, J. Cole is right there. You know, people could argue Drake being the most popular, but he's not the best MC. He's just not. He's not in the same class as J. Cole or Kendrick. I think if it ever came, J. Cole and Kendrick not known for battle rapping. I think it ever came down to a lyrical sparring match between Drake and either one of them, Drake would be bodied. Like it wouldn't even be a contest. I think J. Cole or Kendrick would destroy Drake on the mic. But yeah, it's getting harder to say Kendrick is the best when he has huge gaps in his albums releases like this in his prime. Now Jay Z and Nas can do it now because they older. Um, I'm not gonna bring any personal stuff. That's not fair. Like I don't know what they got going on in their personal life. That's none of my business, nor should be none of my concern. But I'm talking about when I heard Kendrick once say in a video that he want to be the greatest to ever do this shit. That's fine and dandy, but it's getting harder to say you the best when you. He takes so long to drop his albums, and these his prime years. He got the momentum. Like Kendrick got the momentum. Like when To Pimp a Butterfly came out. And then Damn, like it's not a huge gap in between them albums. But there was a huger gap between Good Kid Mad City and To Pimp a Butterfly, almost 3 years. It's kinda hard to say you're the best when you have gaps like that. It is. Like when you have the momentum like that. Like Kendrick has been around for a little minute now. And he got what? I guess 4 albums if you include Section 80, but his first major album was major label album, obviously Good Kid Mad City. But yeah, you can include Section 80, I think. But 4 albums, like Jay Z said to Nas, 4 albums in 10 years, nigga, I can divide. Come on, man. But yeah, Kendrick, even though I think all of his albums are dope, like Kendrick, I don't think has put out a whack project yet, but it's kind of hard to put you in that all time tier when you got huge gaps in your prime like this. I can see like artists getting older and not putting out as many projects. Um, but this is Kendrick prime years, and he got these major gaps like that. That's why I think maybe he still is. Maybe his album will drop this year, and still say Kendrick is the best. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see. And I still love Kendrick and Cole, but Cole has gaps in his albums too. But Cole's put out more music. He's put out joint projects. I know he got artists he signed with. I know he's worked with JID, who is also really dope. Also, um, but yeah, it's getting harder to put Kendrick in that. If he's gonna be in that all-time tier, it's kind of hard to say that when he got huge gaps in his prime like this. Especially when you, I think, who's basically neck and neck with him as far as that top dog in the game. J. Cole was about to put out another album. Um, I'm gonna be here for it. So, but I'll be here for whenever Kendrick drop too. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Oh, didn't have my word of the week today. I think my word of the week relate to it would be I gotta say it, iconic, because of what Jay Z and Nas did with that song. I gotta say iconic. That's my word of the week. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Uh, until next time, I'm out.